I lived in the same general area until I was 17. My first real memory I have was of this new world. It was only a short 45-minute drive away, but it seemed like an eternity. I slowly woke up in the back seat, the sun shining ever so brightly. It took me a few minutes to adjust from my groggy state. I then remembered what today was. It was the first tour of our new property. Excitedly, I sat up, taking everything in. I couldn't identify much as we drove through town. The next 4 miles seemed so empty and desolate, the tall grass burnt from the summer sun. It was early fall then, and we were one of the first families to move into the new subdivision. We drove up to our empty lot, and my parents helped me and my sister out of the car. My little brother remained in his car seat, still just an infant. "This is it?" I said, looking around. "There aren't any houses. Who am I going to play with?" I asked. My little 5-year-old mind thinking only one thing: boring. My father replied with an answer that got me thinking. "Our house isn't even built yet. Just imagine all the families like ours that could move here by then." I immediately started imagining a little boy just my size running around with me playing Legos and Matchbox cars in the dirt. This, however, would not be true for quite some time. The next memory I have is one of the construction days, our house coming in pieces, the open sides covered in plastic. The once vacant property now covered in dirt hills and construction workers. I climbed to the top of the biggest dirt hill I could find, getting the best view I could of this busy area I would soon call home. A few weeks later, I recall walking into that front door completely amazed. "This doesn't look like the house I saw before," I thought to myself. "Are you sure this is our house, Daddy?" I asked. Holding my mother close, he looked at her, giving her a quick kiss. "I'm sure," he said. Before long, there was a couple boys my age living right down the road. We would spend hours outside together, playing in the dirt piles or down at the pond catching frogs. Every summer, my dad would get some trees and me and my brother would have to help him plant, slowly landscaping the yard year by year. I hated it back then, my old man taking away from my playtime. I miss those days now that I'm older. It made him so happy. Us three in the yard just doing men's work, making that yard beautiful one tree at a time. We also had construction projects we would undertake, my dad being a carpenter and all. We built a play fort for us kids, an addition on the back of the house, and a good-sized tool shed with an attached wood storage. In the fall, we would go harvest trees from the woods and fill that place to the rafters. I swear it had to hold at least 7 cords of wood. Moving away from that place was one of the hardest things I've ever done. All the work my father put into that place, every memory made right there in that yard. My God, do I